there are several members of the board who were there at the beginning, and I always kind of, in fact, equate them to the original drafters of the Constitution. These are the 5 or 6 individuals who, with Greg, said, you know, I think we could do this. I think we could pull this off. And we did, obviously. It's here tonight. But we're saying goodbye, not forever, but just goodbye, and to recognize Jeanette Carlson, who is leaving us as our treasurer, but who is someone who has just been a bright red thread of loyalty, of judgment, of friendliness and kindness. So Jeanette, if you'd please come up. On behalf of, again, the wonderful board of directors, Jackson Society, and the Friends of just the Robert Jackson Center, we'd like to give you also this portrait of Justice Robert Jackson on behalf of all of us, and a small token of our esteem, not only just being our treasurer, but just being someone who was there at the beginning, who believed. And I think that's really important. So thank you, Jeanette.
I just want to say a few words, too. I can remember 11.5 years ago when my brother Carl Kappa, who was one of the major benefactors here, called me and said that Greg Peterson wanted to talk to him. And he invited him down to his office. And I said to Carl, I says, well, I wonder what it's all about. Although I had an inkling, because about 2 months prior to that time, Carl had received the John Hamilton Award, and Greg Peterson, as he does many times, interviewed him, and he asked Carl, who is your hero? And Carl said, Robert H. Jackson. And, you know, of course, with Greg, you know, it started. So when Carl told me he was invited down to his office, I says, well, Carl, I'm sure Greg has some plans. Just keep your hands on your wallet. So Carl and I, we were very close. He was about 16 years older than I was, and he was really more like a second father to me. And so Carl, he was very ill at the time, so he would ask me to come to meetings with him. And when he could not attend, I would go in his place. And he eventually died 7 months later, and then I assumed his position on the board. And I can only say it's been a thrilling journey. It's a spectacular board, and the staff. I don't think people realize we have a small staff, and in fact, sometimes it's a small staff. And Greg Peterson and Randy Sweeney, we've been there since day one. And so I can only say that I really am excited about the future of the Jackson Center. It's in spectacular hands with Jim Johnson now coming on board, and the distinguished board that we have. But we do need your support. And that's the only way it's going to continue. So, you know, they always called me the money lady. So I am now talking money. So, you know, all nonprofits have gone through difficult times, and the Jackson Center has certainly been able to keep its head above water, but it's been a struggle. And so please, you know, continue your support, and we thank you very much. Thank you.